Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in on Sargel18, Episode 4 of Sargel18 Unchained, Revelation Truth, the real meaning of 666 with the evidence. Lies and persuasions have been evident since the beginning of humankind, and Lucifer is well aware of every aspect of humanity's mindset, fear, and paths that the race follows. Paths. Lucifer, thousands of times over, has taken God's plans for humanity, good plans, and cloaked them in lies, so good people in mass will never know God's truth unless they really look for it. Sometimes he does it to non-important things, like let's take for example, 10 years in the 1960s, eggs were good for you. 10 years in the 1970s, eggs are no good for you. The 80s, eggs are good for you. Back and forth. Misinformation. Doesn't seem like anything, but you add it all up and all of a sudden you realize that you're affected by it. All right. He does this type of persuasion just to mess with humanity and God's total plan. I could go on and on. I don't like this light. I could go on and on. But you get the picture. This stuff is so important. I'm so glad you're watching this video. Any of you. People are hopping back and forth on each foot. So in total, he's creating fear, negativity, and confusion in general. Nice little soup for humanity to be, in, because he just skims off the top all the time, all the negativity. And it may not be as much as an apocalyptic event, but it's after 1,000 or 2,000 years, it's quite a bit. This keeps the race off balance, thus opening up opportunity for him and his legions. Lucifer, let me get this thing here. Lucifer also does something to big, important things that God has set up. Now here's a large example of God's info being perverted on a mass and global scale for the last 2,000 years. The true meaning of 666. Here we go. The night in the summer of 1996, when Devron told me I was the Witch of Endor and I was here to create Dor, he also answered a question I posed. What is the meaning of 666? You figure, hey, you have the hand of God standing right there. Now I know he's the hand of God. I knew he was special. But you ask as many questions as you can. His answer, with solid evidence, blew me away. I've only knew Devron for about 2.5 years at that point, and he was, tremendous. But like this, I was like, wow. And this is the level I started getting with him. He started again by telling me that the year 1998 was very important in referring to the number 666. 1998 too. It was because I opened the doorway. And that changed everything. The number 666 has nothing to do with Lucifer, demons, or negativity. It is actually God's timeline in years for this human race's consciousness to raise and reveal opportunity, thus propelling the whole race upwards. So every 666 years, something happens, and we'll get to that. Lucifer can't do anything about the 666 timeline, so he perverted it to a high level of evil. False information jammed down your throats for thousands of years so you won't pay attention. At that point, I asked the most logical question I could think of. How am I going to explain this to people without any proof? How am I going to explain this to people without any proof? I don't know why I'm reading it. I remember it just the same, but I guess I have it structured, No, okay. Wait to the evidence part. Then he answered, remember, it's 1996, but now I want you to go to as if it was 1998, which I say again is an important year for humanity in many heaven-level aspects. It all started with me opening the doorway. That allowed the multiverse, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that. A lot of stuff. As you've seen for the last, 28 years I've been putting it out, the pictures and the evidence. The number 666, in years, it's God's and heaven's will to advance humanity every 666 years. Our race jumps consciousness and creates new and better realities. Case in point, the discovery of electricity changed everything in the world, and humanity ran with it. That's a good example on how something like that comes up and it changes the whole world. Then he said, I want you to go back in history 666 years from 1998. It's like, okay. That was the year 1332. The Renaissance exploded. Art, music, literature, plays, war, all the fancy stuff you see in the Vatican and all that, all the artists did and all that. That all came from 666 years ago from 1998. That was a big push. Big push. All right. And then we go back to the year 666 from that point. 666 years from the year 1332 is the year 666, 666. Dark powers, world banking, magic, sorcery, evil men setting up armies, plundering, etc. A very dark period. What came from this period was the fact of kings and queens and courts and stuff like that, and later on the church got involved and did their thing and all, and it's just hectic. But yeah, that all came about around the year 666. And it don't have to be right on the year, like 1998 is. It just happens to be right on the year that revelation was started, that revelation was decided. It could be around. It could be 10 years before, 5 years before, a year before, a week. That's what it is. Now you go back 666 years from the year 666, and you get the year 0 or 1. Jesus came. Jesus is here. Look what that did. Look at the jump worldwide that Jesus created. Now you can just start looking it up as far back as you can. You just go back 666 years. What happened 666 years ago? Okay, the Renaissance. But what particularly happened? You can pick that stuff out. Year 666, not a lot of information, but believe me, you just want to skip it because it was just negative. And then down to Jesus. And I went, holy shit. Now remember, it was 1996 for me. I hadn't done anything yet, like paranormal, like aliens, UFOs, and stuff. I haven't done Find the Vortex. I haven't opened a doorway. I haven't even thought I was going to do that at that point. At that point. Now he said, as I was still reeling from the realization of what he said, then he goes, now take the multiples of the whole. 333, 222, 111, and see how it fits. So I said, okay, 111 from 1998 is the year 1887. An explosion of business and industry and technology, electricity, phones, radio, cars, medicine, and major newspapers to spread the info. Wow, that fits. That fits real good. There was a big explosion. The industrial age. And look, we have all the companies and stuff now, like gazillions of them all over the world. All started around that. Now, 222 from 1998 is the year 1776. America was started and formed. That gave me the chills. That gave me the chills when he said, when I realized that. Now, the year 333, around 1665, the Pilgrims, they land and they start the American expansion. Again, another event falling in line with the timeline of 666 for the beast, for man, coming to fruition. Nobody's ever looked at it this way because they're not connected. Remember, except for, I know, 144,000 souls here in this world right now, the rest have never been to heaven. They're all part of the learning process as they go up those 6 levels till they reach the 3rd level of heaven, which is the level I'm on. All right, now you do the research and you see how it all fits together perfect in the 6-6-year timeline. Devron has never talked to me like this before. Now we talk like this all the time, and we have for years. That was the first time he really sat me down and gave me info. You're the Witch of Endor. Crowley, it was all hype. He was just an idiot, They just made him look like that. 666, the devil. Because he came out when the information came out. Yeah, and I'm the Witch of... I think I might have just said, I'm the Witch of Endor. And he gave me the true meaning of 666 with evidence. And it all fits. Now, so Lucifer made it that the number of the beast, 666, was evil, and he made sure everybody knew it for 2,000 years. The beast is man. We are the beast. That was an easy one. Intelligent man, but still a beast in heaven's description. We are the lowest, we are pretty low on the food chain. 3rd dimension, Earth, that's low. But it's needed. God knew what he was doing by creating strong souls. So when they finally do reach heaven, they have more work to do in God's name. In Revelation 13, 17-18, it says, the man's number. Lucifer put in the man's number. It's just man's number. So when he put in you kind of focus on an individual like Lucifer, evil, demons, and stuff. That's not it. We all of us, follow by this timeline. Now, it's just man's number in evolution. In the Bible, it says the number of a man. Again, singularity, singling out. A number of a man. It was the number of man. He throws he adds and changes a couple of little words, and the true meaning is covered up, obscured. Excuse me. Nothing like orange juice and water. So that's what the number 666 means. In reality, the timeline of man. Now this is cool. You could do this. Now basically 99% of the population is walking around their whole life not knowing or following God's plan because of Lucifer's deceptions and lies. But you can still follow the 666 plan in your life. No fanatical religious belief, no church, no praying, no Jesus freak stuff will change God's timeline for you. If you knew the truth in everyday life, then you could plan your endeavors accordingly. 666-333-222-111. It could be in hours, days, weeks, months, and so on, depending on how you want to measure it. That, if you follow the timeline, you will see that opportunity will knock. Case in point, my life has been based on this concept from contact in my life has been based on this concept from contact in February 1998 to what I call Miracle Day. That's what I call it. I call it Miracle Day. That came around 333 months after contact. 333 months. Right on the timeline. They're around it, but right on the timeline there. Good. I knew something big would happen, so at the 300-month mark, at the 300-month level, I put things in motion for a plan, and 33 months later, Miracle Day came, and my physical life has never been the same. It's just being aware. These little things Lucifer has taken care of to throw you off. The more you chip at a piece of cheese, the less it looks like a piece of cheese. He's been chipping for thousands of years. Sometimes large ways, sometimes small ways, sometimes insignificant, you gotta be shitting me ways. But it all adds up because he's got nothing else to do but this. So please, take this video to heart. Do your own research. And research in history's timeline, and in your own life. Now, just a last note. Myself and my research evidence has been under internet censorship since 1997. After I did the Strange Universe show on national television. 2 weeks after the show, I had over 80,000 hits in the search engines. 2 weeks after that, less than 800. That's a hell of a drop. When I started Heaven Speaks, I had around over 19,000 hits on Google. Now I have only 4,000. Somebody doesn't want the general public to know about me and also know what I can reveal. Even though with all the evidence, the hundreds of pictures of demons and aliens and creatures and ancient gods, they still don't want you to know. So you could sway that off. You can sway that off. Oh, he cheated. He manipulated that. I don't know how I manipulated hundreds of pictures a month, but okay. But discovered orbs and made it a worldwide phenomenon. Somebody doesn't want you to know. So I hope you paid attention tonight. Sorry for any mistakes I might have made, but I was pretty excited to do this video. I want everybody to stay prayed up. Peace out. Thank you.